Hello YouTube, this is Neon, the 50-year-old openly gay black man. So, I believe the LAPD is trafficking drugs, just like the San Francisco PD did, too. So I just want to discuss, how do you track drugs, like an FBI agent or whatever tracks a target? Well, let's say a vehicle leaves our parking lot. From 3rd to 6th, it's the only open-air parking lot. All the other buildings have parking lots underneath. So it's a convenient parking lot for distributing drugs because you don't have to enter and exit a building. It's quicker. So if it's a large shipment, that's where you have what I call guards and I call tracing and all of this other stuff. So let's say a car with a really big shipment leaves our parking lot and goes down the alley to 6. When it leaves our parking lot, there'll be at least one person standing in the alley at the parking lot, and there'll be one person standing in the alley at 6. So the person at 6 can let the person know at the parking lot that the car that just left the parking lot arrived at 6, right? Because if they have hundreds of thousands of dollars or drugs, they track all of this stuff. Once the person, let's say the person wants to go to Burlingame. That's a few blocks, right, from me. There'll be a person standing on 6 in Burlingame. Once they reach 6 in Burlingame, let's say they need to go north, then they make a left. The person on 6 in Burlingame will give a sign or a text to the person who's on 6 in the alley. That person will give a sign to the person who's at the parking lot. And then across from the parking lot, okay, because the parking lot only enters and exits from the alley, not from the street. Anyway, there's just a fence. So across the street from there is a big time shot caller. He wants to know when a major shipment left from one part of what I believe is the heart of one of the biggest narcotics manufacturing businesses in the world. Because during COVID, at least in my neighborhood, there's 10 times the people using meth to deal with their desperation. And then, of course, our neighborhood is densely populated. The second most densely populated district in Los Angeles, and more densely populated than Manhattan. Okay, so lots of people, lots of drugs, lots of drug trafficking. I've challenged them, and now I can't leave my room. Drug dealers don't like gay people. You don't get to treat me like garbage in public. I'm going to treat you like garbage right back. And I dared to do it, and I fought them, and by the grace of God, it was okay, but they've tried to make my life a living hell going on 3 months, and I've done the same thing to them. And I realize a cartel has taken control of this neighborhood. And the LAPD are participating. So, if you can get this to the press, please let them know. I'm being held hostage in my room by drug dealers and gangbangers who hate gay people, hate poor black people. This gang is integrated, so they don't hate all black people. They just hate gay, poor black people. Just like many heterosexual blacks that I've met with money. They don't like poor gay black people either. So anyway, that's how it works. And it'll go on and on and on. Now, when they're doing huge shipments, like I'm guessing $100,000 or I don't know how many pounds of meth that is or G, but they may do a shipment from my building and they may need to just walk it to a building south of my building. So if they do that and it's just a few buildings down, then you have 3, 4, 5 guys that are accompanying him. Some are walking ahead and some are walking behind. That's cartel. They shipped in a bunch of drug craziness, whatever, equipment into our place. 3 guys were guarding the truck. 1 guy was guarding the dude, and another guy I think was guarding the dude. I think there were 5 guys guarding him, plus him. They want to make sure I didn't go down there. They think I can fight. It's actually the Holy Spirit. But they said, we know we can't take on 6 people. And I can't. And I have no intention of testing the Holy Spirit. I have no intention of fighting again. Even though the Holy Spirit things worked out well when I did fight them, my fist, even my knuckles were sore for like 2 months after punching them. I'm too old for this. I'm not gonna do this shit anymore. I'm locking myself up in my room. I'm working on finding people that can take me shopping. I have to booby trap my room to leave, and I have to stack a bunch of shit on it. So I know nobody could have gotten in that room without making a huge mess, and I'm not gonna get jumped. That's what I'm faced with right now. So keep me in your prayers and expose this to the media. Don't go to the LAPD. Thanks. Best wishes. And I believe that God's going to get me through this safely. I believe God's going to get me through this without a drop of blood. And I believe God's going to hopefully cause the Drug Enforcement Agency to really come down and raid our building. Almost everyone in my building works as drug traffickers. So they are set there to spot a shipment, and there's a connection of people who are either texting or maybe doing a hand sign or a nod, letting them know where that shipment is at all times. All right? And a lot of these people that are doing that, they're no longer gang members because I was cussing at them and giving them so much crap to where they ended up hiring just regular people, folks who were homeless, women with young children, women who you thought were saints who had work but lost their jobs. They looked like they were saints. Their feet didn't even touch the ground. And now they're helping to secure drug traffic, just like the LAPD is. LAPD is hiding all the violent crime associated with it. Fortunately, we haven't had shootings or murders. We've had assaults and attempted assaults. Okay? And the LAPD they don't even want to do a report on it. They don't even want to do a report. They just want to hide it. All they want to do is make sure that the heart of this drug distribution network is secure. And that means pretend that it's a very family-friendly, safe neighborhood, and if the beatings go on in the alley, just hush about it, right? Because the LAPD is being paid. I don't know all this beyond the shadow of a doubt, but I know they're participating. I don't know how many, but it is the LAPD. I've tried calling other watch commanders. They transferred me back to the LA Rampart Division. The LA Rampart Division wanted to make it look like I didn't know what I was talking about. I was crazy. I defended myself and they hung up on me, and they will not answer again. So they can't even transfer me to the LA Rampart Division watch commander. Whenever they transfer me, no one answers. Goes straight to voicemail or whatever, or just nobody answers. You can't go to the LAPD. I've asked them to transfer me to other watch commanders. Okay. I wind up back at the LA Rampart Division. Whether they tell me it, which a couple times they've told me, well, sir, we can only transfer you to the LA Rampart Division because that's where you're at. Other times they say, okay, we'll transfer you to the San Fernando Valley or the downtown or whatever the hell watch commander. It goes back down to the LA Rampart. So I do believe all of LAPD is guilty of this. I think all of the higher ups know about this. And I think that this whole heart of perhaps the world's biggest drug distribution network, outside of, I don't know, Colombia in the 1980s, right? That runs from 3rd to 6th and easily from Westlake to Bonnie Brae, but perhaps even to Union or further. I'm not sure. The LAPD's guarding it, making it look like it's a safe neighborhood, not reporting any violent crimes or trying not to. And just making sure that it's a safe place for people to traffic drugs, especially large amounts, large quantities. I had scared off most of the small drug traffickers. Now I won't even look out the window. I have my window blocked. I spent 2 months, perhaps a little bit more, within essentially inches from my window, cussing at people, saying to people, just not letting them outwardly practice vice during the day or night. And now I don't give a fuck. I'm too tired. I can't do it anymore. I have my family back, and I don't want to deal with this shit. I'm going to try to get a dog when they give me the stimulus check, so it'll be easier for me to come and go. And a big, scary dog is what I'm going to get. And do my best to live life and ride this out. I can't fight 18th Street Gang. I can't fight the LAPD. God can, but I'm not going to participate. I mean, if God forces me to, I'll continue. I'll pray. And if somebody's screaming bloody murder out there, I won't even look out the window. I'll call 911, make it anonymous, and let it go. They're not going to do anything anyway. So I'm in a tough situation. It's incredibly painful. But I did want to share with you how the trafficking works, because people will be standing outside looking like they're completely normal. And if I tell people, they'll say, they're not drug trafficking. No, they're not drug trafficking. They're securing the drug traffic routes, or they're assuring that the large shipments have gotten to like whichever street. The big wig. Wait, goddamn it! I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. I don't know. I'm so goddamn pissed right now. I'm pissed. Anyway, all these people will be stationed at different points, and they're there to make sure that vehicles that have large shipments have reached those points. And they're all connected in such a way, whether it's through gestures, hand signs, or text, that they can all let the big wig know who actually sees the shipment leave our parking lot, and possibly was even producing our building. I think they've been producing meth in our building for a long time. But it's all geared so that one person or whatever knows within a certain geographic region where a shipment is. There's people watching it at all times. Keep me in your prayers. God bless you. God bless me.